I don't know about you, darling, but it's going to get a little bit tricky, it is, yeah, to communicate. Are you worried about being able to communicate with the family?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I've got a question for you then. Yeah. Do you use Signal?
No.
Do you use WhatsApp?
No.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, phew. Okay. So do you use Messenger?
Yes.
Oh, you might be alright with Messenger. Might be, if you're lucky. Well, I have talked about this before regarding the online protections bill, but also here in the EU as well, they've got their own version of it, yeah. And many, online services could get shut down. Now, Thierry Britton, who's from the European Commission, has pretty much said, if you're naughty, we'll turn you off. Yeah. To the likes of, Meta, Facebook, what have you, Twitter, yeah, and all that. Well, they're doing stress testing. The EU are stress testing, a variety of social media platforms, such as Facebook, Twitter. You know Twitter, though, don't you, though?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know Facebook?
Yes. I've got a Twitter account. I've not got a Facebook account.
Can you remember MySpace?
No.
If you remember MySpace, leave it in the comments down below. But anyway, the reason is that, with this new online protections bill in the UK, but also what's going on in the EU with Thierry Britton, what he's saying is if you don't abide by the rules, we'll shut you down. And what they mean by that, let's say, for instance, there's civil unrest, such as the riots here in France. Oh my goodness, like riot tourism it is. People come from miles away just so they can set light to tyres and shop fronts.
Other countries.
And turn cars upside down. That sort of stuff, from other countries, as they do. Well, spread a little like a house on fire, it's literally. Well, the thing is, you see, there's a lot of misinformation spread online. Disinformation, isn't there?
Yes.
You see pictures of manipulated images, and don't forget they've got AI now as well. People can make videos and stuff.
Apparently, there's a lot of pictures that weren't true, what were coming up on Facebook and places.
There's a hell of a lot.
Which weren't actual true.
Well, what they're saying is, if this happens, in just France, as any country in the EU, what they're saying is they'll just shut down, literally turn them off, social media. Now, some people say, how on earth are they going to do that? They'll probably do it through IP or something. How do they do it, do you reckon?
Don't ask me.
I've got DNS servers. Yeah, probably through the DNS servers or something like that. Anyway, that is possible. Now, Twitter recently got stress tested by... There's still more tests going on, actually. But the EU went down to Twitter. So hello, Mr. Elon Musk. We brought the kitchen sink, we have. And held a basin. No, that was Elon Musk did that, wasn't it? Anyway, so we went down there to stress test security, see where all the potential risks are. Now, they're putting pressures on these companies as well, social media platforms, networks, what have you, to tell the EU what are your where are the gaps in your security and stuff like that. I can't see them actually abiding to that one at all, to be fair. They're going to dodge, the social media platforms, they'll dodge around it, wouldn't they? But it is a major issue, it really is. And I can see the need for this online protections bill, but what I don't see is the need to undermine encrypted messaging. I think for the minority, a tiny, tiny minority, who will use these platforms for horrible reasons, such as naughty pictures and what have you, and just sorting the car up, and everyone else has got to suffer as a result. It's usually the case, isn't it? A minority makes everything worse for everybody else, a bit like Brexit, you see, like Brexiters, that's what they did, make everything worse for everybody else. Right. Meredith Whittaker from Signal said that we basically will stop providing Signal, which is encrypted messaging, so it's encrypted from point to point, so as you send the message out, it's encrypted, and as the person receives the message, it becomes decrypted. So that you can feel reasonably secure that your information or whatever you're sending out, would be bank details or whatever it might be, via WhatsApp, are safe. Safe as be, yeah? Obviously with Messenger, they're not encrypted at all. Now, so that you've got WhatsApp, you've got Signal, both of them are saying they potentially might have to leave the UK because of the online protections bill, which is worse in many ways than the EU version, because the UK one's expecting them to scan all messages, whether they're encrypted or not, but also provide access for images and stuff to scan images before they're sent via this online protections bill. Well, that's going to be an absolute nightmare. And also, within that, the actual bill itself, there's no clear definition in the bill what they mean by that. It's just so woolly, really, really woolly. And that's one of the headaches that Meredith Whittaker from the Signal was saying. It's just, she's been campaigning against it. She's campaigning for the idea, yeah, we need to do something, but this is just ridiculous. And they'll just remove their services. And there won't be just them. Apple are also threatening it that it's unworkable. And that'll be across the board. Any encrypted messaging services, or even messaging services in general, is that, well, people who use these services won't feel safe. Most people are just sending pictures of their kids and stuff like that, you know, on the swings or playing in the garden, or, you know, just use them as you know. But you get the minority, a tiny, tiny minority of perverted individuals who decide they like all this sort of weird stuff. You know, it just ruins it for everybody else. It's a crying shame, it really is. And yes, I forgot my hat again. Yeah, I know. Terrible, isn't it? Anyway, what do you think about all this? Because, I just feel it's like Big Brother watching you, isn't it? You know? It really is. It just... I think, personally, I'll just stop using them. You know? Yeah, I've got pallets. Just, you know... I make things out of pallets if I can, yeah. So, it's a bit of a worry. Caroline... Oh, Tom Messenger, she's using it at the moment.
No, little Grace is really upset because she's doing Duolingo, which is French, and she's made too many mistakes.
Oh no, it's got back again, is it?
No, she was crying because she can't keep doing the lesson. I'm telling the husband she don't need to pay for it because she can go back to earn lives.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, well, she's on Messenger. Where did you put your microphone down?
Throw it away.
Okay.
No, it's in the box.
Oh, you put it off. I was getting a bit worried that I'd lost my microphones.
I haven't turned it off.
Oh yeah, I turned stuff off in there. But yeah, I like to know what your point of view is on this. Do you think it's something that has to happen? I believe that we do need to do something. But personally, I think I'll just stop using them. That's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine, just put it on there then. I'll sort it out. Just staring at the microphone. It's a microphone. You like a sandwich? There's a box of chocolate. No, that stuff. No. Oh. I'm losing the plot. Okay, it's time for me to go. On that note, I'm sorry to tell you, though, so ta-ta. Please leave in the comments down below. And if you want to support the channel, do it on Patreon, buy us coffee, and the link's down below. But also, we've got memberships now as well. So, that's all down below, it is. Do you know that? It's all down. It's a bit rude, isn't it? All down below. Ooh, yeah, okay. I'll shut up now. Oh, okay. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. I tried to see.